In a jaw-dropping interview that set Hollywood ablaze, Nick Kroll, the comedic genius behind Netflix's Big Mouth, laid bare the soul-crushing ordeal of orchestrating a life-or-death intervention for his longtime friend and collaborator, John Mulaney, in the harrowing days of 2020. Spilling his heart on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, Kroll pulled back the curtain on a nightmare that rocked his world, watching his best friend spiral into a drug-fueled abyss, teetering on the edge of oblivion. With the COVID-19 pandemic locking down the globe, Kroll was trapped in Los Angeles, grappling with a pregnant wife, a scandal-plagued movie set, and the gut-wrenching fear that Mulaney, America's darling of comedy, was careening toward a tragic end in New York City. This is the electrifying, untold saga of betrayal, terror, and a friendship pushed to its breaking point. A story that's got Tinseltown tongues wagging and hearts racing. Mulaney's Descent, a comedy king's deadly secret. Imagine the scene. It's 2020. The world is paralyzed by a deadly virus, and John Mulaney, once the squeaky clean poster boy of stand-up comedy, is secretly waging a war against a monstrous addiction. Behind the curtain of his razor-sharp wit and boyish charm, Mulaney was hooked on a lethal cocktail of Adderall, Xanax, Klonopin, Percocet, and cocaine. A toxic mix that turned his life into a ticking time bomb. John was running around New York City like a true madman. Kroll confessed, his voice trembling with the weight of those dark days. "I was so deeply scared he was gonna die." Sex was so deeply scared he was gonna die. The fear wasn't just Kroll's. It rippled through Mulaney's inner circle, including comedy titan Seth Meyers and lifelong college buddies, all of whom saw the cracks in Mulaney's facade. How do you save a friend who's mastered the art of deception, lying to those closest to him while slipping deeper into a chaotic, drug-fueled haze? It was a question that haunted Kroll, turning his nights into sleepless torment. Kroll's War Room. Planning a pandemic intervention. From $3,000 miles away in Los Angeles, Kroll became the unlikely general in a high-stakes battle to save his friend. "It was so scary and brutal," he admitted, his words painting a vivid portrait of a man stretched to his limits. The pandemic turned every step into a logistical minefield. Travel restrictions, masked faces, and a world on edge made coordination a Herculean task. Yet Kroll, with the precision of a Hollywood director, rallied Mulaney's closest allies for a secret intervention that could mean life or death. "I was literally producing an intervention," he said, "bringing a bunch of people together, friends from college, other close friends." The pressure was crushing. Kroll's wife was days away from giving birth to their first child, a joyous milestone overshadowed by fear. Meanwhile, he was entrenched in Olivia Wilde's Don't Worry, Darling, a film already drowning in tabloid drama over rumored on-set tensions. There was no stress there, Kroll quipped with biting sarcasm, before unleashing the bombshell. Mulaney's addiction had transformed him into an inconsistent friend, leaving Kroll wrestling with a storm of empathy and seething anger. Every phone call, every unanswered text was a dagger to the heart, revealing years of lies beneath Mulaney's polished exterior. Ambush in NYC, Mulaney tricked into a showdown. The intervention itself was a Hollywood thriller come to life. ACD meticulously planned ambush executed with the precision of a heist movie. Kroll, Seth Meyers, and Mulaney's tight-knit crew lured the comedian to a New York City apartment under the pretense of a cozy college friend reunion dinner. Picture Mulaney's shock as he walked through the door, expecting laughter and nostalgia, only to face a room of grim-faced friends, ready to confront his darkest secrets. "It was a test of friendships," Kroll revealed, his voice thick with the raw emotion of that fateful night. "You're suddenly going back and realizing, oh, that's why I've had an inconsistent friend for years. It gives you empathy, but also a tremendous amount of anger because they've been lying to you." The room crackled with tension. Years of trust shattered, replaced by hard truths and tear-streaked faces. For Kroll, it was a gut punch, a moment where loyalty clashed with betrayal, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Tears and terror, Kroll's heartbreaking plea. Just days before the intervention, Kroll hit an emotional rock bottom that still haunts him. In a moment, seared into his memory, he sat on the cold ground outside his Los Angeles home, the mid-pandemic, chaos swirling around him like a suffocating fog. Someone was working inside his house, forcing him outside, where he dialed Mulaney's number for a desperate, tear-soaked phone call. I said, "I'm so scared you're going to die," Kroll recalled, his voice breaking as he relived the anguish. I could feel him feeling the same way, but he was like, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm at a new Airbnb. That cavalier brush-off, delivered with Mulaney's trademark charm, was a knife to Kroll's heart, a chilling reminder of how far his friend had fallen. It was a moment of raw vulnerability, two friends crying across a continent, yet Mulaney's denial only steeled Kroll's resolve to pull him back from the abyss, no matter the personal cost. Star-studded smackdown. Rehab or bust. When the intervention finally unfolded, it was a star-studded showdown worthy of the silver screen. Seth Meyers, a titan of late-night comedy, stood shoulder to shoulder with Mulaney's college friends, their collective presence a powerful force. Together, they stripped away Mulaney's lies, exposing the depth of his self-destruction in a room heavy with emotion. The result was immediate and undeniable. Mulaney was whisked away to rehab for 2 grueling months, where he battled to reclaim his life from the grip of addiction. But the drama didn't end there. When Mulaney returned to the comedy stage, he was pretty fucking pissed at his friends, Kroll revealed with a mix of hurt and understanding. Mulaney's 2023 Netflix special Baby J became a cultural phenomenon, earning an Emmy for its unflinching honesty about his addiction and the star-studded intervention that saved him. They confronted me, and they totally saved my life, Mulaney admitted in the special, though his biting jokes about his friends stung. Kroll, hearing himself roasted in Mulaney's act, admitted with a wry chuckle, "I was like, oh, I don't know if I love that joke about me." The laughter was bittersweet, a reminder of the scars left by the ordeal. In the end, Nick. Kroll's fearless fight to save John Mulaney is a blazing testament to the power of friendship in the face of unimaginable darkness. From the tear-stained streets of Los Angeles to the tense showdown in New York, Kroll's unwavering loyalty turned a potential tragedy into a tale of redemption that's still making headlines. Mulaney's triumphant return, marked by his Emmy-winning Baby J, is a victory not just for him, but for the friends who refused to let him fall. Yet, Kroll's raw honesty reminds us that behind every addict's comeback is a circle of warriors, friends like Kroll, who carry the scars of fear and sacrifice. As Hollywood watches this dynamic duo, one question lingers. Will their bond withstand Tinseltown's next twist? For now, Kroll's heart beats with relief, knowing Mulaney's alive, but the spotlight's on them both, and the world's waiting for the next chapter.